Hi, I'm Emily Wenzel with K-Pop Pilates and Wellness, and as you can see, we're going to have a ball today with the stability ball. So if you have a stability ball or looking to buy a stability ball, you want to get something where your knees are pretty much in line with the hips. If it's too big, then the knees, or if it's too small, the knees are going to be higher, or if the ball is too big, the knees are going to be a little bit lower than the hips. So I've got the knees pretty much in line with the hips. And hence the name Stability Ball, so it works your stabilizing muscles. It's a great, and it's also a fun and challenging tool. So as you can see, I'm just starting with a little bounce, so just kind of loosen it up, and we're going to start with the workout here. So we're going to start toes in line with the heels, and sitting up nice and tall. Take a couple breaths, in and out. So as you breathe in, the Pilates method, you're going to breathe in through the back, like an accordion, breathing in and wide around the back. And then the exhale, knitting in the ribs, pulling the abdominals inward and upward. So use your abdominals to hold the body up instead of trying to grip with the legs or even the feet here. And then take another inhale breath. And exhaling it out. And again, inhale breath. And exhaling it out. So from here, I'm just going to have you tilt the pelvis under. So as you tilt the pelvis under, try to avoid moving the head and the shoulders and the chest, but you're going to tilt the pelvis under, making just this small tuck of the pelvis here. Using the hip flexors or the upper quadriceps. And then tilt the pelvis away, maybe sticking your tail out a little bit from here. And tilt the pelvis under, and tilt the pelvis away. And tilt the pelvis under, and then away. 2 more. So on the exhale, you'll tilt the pelvis under, and then inhale, tilt the pelvis away. You should feel the abdominals and a nice little stretch in the back. And then 1 more. And then back to the center. I'm going to place my hands on the hips and do just a little hip swing here. Try to avoid moving the feet or the knees, and then shift to the other side. So a little hip swing, and then over to the other side. So everything else pretty much stays stable on the stability ball. And again, side to side, little sassy hip, and then 1 more. Okay, then shake it all the way out. Bring the legs a little closer together, really connect through the abdominals, and then go into a balance. So if you need, maybe the hands hold on to the ball, and take a couple of breaths here. Really ignite fire up through the leg, pull the abdominals in and up. Just a soft neutral foot here. And then switch to the other side. Little maybe wobble wobble, and then stabilize. You'll learn quickly which side needs a little bit more work. And then come back to center. So this time we're going to start to walk it out. Tilt the pelvis under, and then begin to walk it forward. And then I'm going to land where the ball is about mid and upper back here. And you're going to drop the hips down. Actually, this feels kind of nice on the back. And then as you lift, you're going to press the heels down and lift the hips up. Squeeze the glutes here. So lower and lift. Head, if you need support for the head, there shouldn't be a whole lot of movement in the shoulders and hopefully no tension in the neck and jaw. But if you need to, you can place the hands behind the head. Or with each lift here, you might want to just add some flair with the arms, maybe some peace arms or jazz hands. So we're going to do 5 more here. Maybe a little hang loose. 4, little I love you. 3, peace is always good. 2, and then 1. Then we're going to continue to walk it out all the way. So head and shoulders and upper back should be supported, okay? So keep the hips lifted. If you feel tension in the back, you may need to anchor down through the heels and really connect through the glutes and the hamstrings a little bit more. And then reach the arms up, shoulder blades back, and on the inhale, we're gonna reach the arms, try to avoid arching the back, and really stabilize the lower half. And then on the exhale, the arms forward. So inhale, reaching back, and then exhale. And think what's going on with the feet. Do you have an even distribution of weight between the left and the right leg? 2 more, inhale, and exhale. Keep those hips lifted up, and 1 more, inhale, and then exhale. Then keep the shoulder blades back, open the arms, and inhale, and then exhale. If you felt like you really wanted weights, you could grab some weights, but we're not gonna, this is just more of the warm up. Inhale, reaching out wide, and exhale, one more. Inhale, and then exhale. So bring the hands down by the hips. You're gonna take your left leg and walk it back. Start to lift the head, and then walk it all the way back up to your seated position. All right? And then we're gonna take that hip curl that we started with, tilt the pelvis under, then we're gonna go over to the right side, and then around the back, over to the left, and around to the center. And again, try to disengage from the legs and really use the powerhouse. And if you've seen our other video about the pelvic clock, then you're gonna recognize this 12 o'clock. So here's would be 12 o'clock. This actually would probably be 9 o'clock. And then your 6 o'clock going back over to the 3 o'clock and back to center. So 2 more, or I feel like a little bit of hula hooping action here. And then 1 more. And then come back to the center, reverse. So you're gonna tilt the pelvis under, hip shift over to the left, back around to 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, into the center. And then knees and feet shouldn't really be moving that much. Inhale, exhale, 2 more. 1 more, inhale. And then come around, back to the center, shake it out. Anchor one leg, I'm gonna anchor my right foot, and then extend the left leg out, and this time point and flex. And as you point and flex, make sure you're using all toes. If you point too much with the big toe or the pinky toe, things might shift or move. This is the last one, I think 5, and then switch. So first stabilize, and then mobilize. Then we're gonna point and flex for 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, coming back to center, and then tilt the pelvis under. We're gonna walk it out. And then hips are gonna lift on up and sink it down and up. So really warming up the legs. 8, 7, we're gonna add our flare. 6, loosening up through the wrist too, not a bad idea. And if I miscounted, we'll do a few more. I'm gonna say 2 more and 1 more. And then we're gonna continue to walk it out. So take that right foot and walk it forward just a little bit more, and then lift the hips on up, reach the arms, and this time we're gonna stretch back and inhale, and circle the arms around and exhale. So inhale, exhale out and around, keep the hips lifted up, the connection through the back side of the body, and an even distribution of weight in the left and the right side. And then reverse. So inhale, down, out, and around. Exhale, inhale, exhale. 2, and then 1 more. So this time, place the hands on the hips. Take your right leg to walk it back first. Then lift the head, the shoulders, upper back, and come all the way back to your start position. All right, so last time for the warm-up. We'll tilt the pelvis under, and then swing over to the left, back, and around and center. So inhale and exhale, 3 more. 2, and again, this should feel good. Try to disengage from using the hip flexors and gripping, and then reverse. So inhale, back around, exhale, 4. Inhale. Gets more challenging if you take maybe a wink for the other side, or both the eyes closed. Back to the center. Good. And then anchor one leg down. So this time I'm going to start with the left leg and then reach the right. So we're going to go into circles, but we're going to go into super slow-mo circles. So we're going to turn the leg, then flex, and then point through the big toe side, and then swing the pinky pinky toe side around. That's a tongue twister. So again, big toe points down, sweep, and little toe points around. All right, and really firing up through the quadricep. Then reverse. So the pinky toe side comes around and then pulls up through the big toe side. 3. Sometimes we just circle from the ankle a little mindlessly. All right, then reverse. I'm gonna shake it out. And then we're gonna take that pinky side across, big toes side across and around. So very mindful circles. 2 more. Pinky side around, big toe side up, and then reverse. So big toe side comes around. The pinky toe side sweeps across and up. 2 more. And then the last one. Back to your start position and tilt the pelvis under, walk it out. And again, hips are gonna start with this lift position and lower and lift. So press as evenly as you can. If you wanted to add some weights, this is where you could add some weights. Or if you wanted to add your flare, we're gonna loosen up through the wrists because we're gonna do a little bit of work coming up. 5, 4, or your peace fingers. 3, hang loose fingers. 2, and 1, lift your fingers. And then walk it back. Good. All right, so now we're gonna start standing. I'm gonna use the back of my mat just as a gauge. So you might wanna use that also in case you have one foot in front of the other. So we're gonna start with the feet just a little bit wider than hip distance into some squats here. So with your squat, you're gonna shift the hips back, and the ball, if it's inappropriate, you can take the ball to the side, but we're gonna use it as actually a little added weight too. So we did a lot of that, the warm up with the foot and the ankle, because sometimes our limitations for the squats is actually can come from the ankle. So if you find that you're leaning too far forward, try to keep the heart lifted. So you're gonna press evenly through both legs, engage through the glutes, back side of the body, and reach the arms up. So inhale, and then exhale. So try to be as even as you can, shifting back instead of the knees coming forward and lifting all the way up. Inhale, exhale, inhale. And you might even like a little upper back stretch here. Inhale, 5, 4, inhale, 2, and then 1. And then bring the legs together, and we're gonna bring the ball overhead. So you're gonna reach up, and the reach up is gonna be the rib cage lifts away from the bottom, the hips, and even grounding through the feet. So the ball's right above the crown of my head, and we're gonna go up and over to the right side. Leave the ball right above the crown of the head instead of the left hand coming forward. So the arms have to be really active, and you're gonna inhale through that left side body. And then on the exhale, use your waist and the obliques to lift back up. So inhale, and then exhale. Inhale up and over, and then exhale back to lift. Inhale, and exhale, keeping the shoulders down. So hopefully there's not tension in the neck and shoulders. So we're gonna go for 8. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Anchor through this left leg also. Inhale, exhale. I think that's it, but just in case, we're gonna go for a bonus. So if you need, shake out the hands and then reset to the other side. So inhale, lengthening up, grounding through the feet, and reach up and over. Make sure the ball's staying right above the crown of the head, or if you have a big bun on the top of your head, that place. So inhale, grab, and then exhale, be mindful and use the waist to lift. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and hopefully maybe each time you go over a little further. Exhale, lift. Inhale, anchoring down through this right leg. So try to avoid leaning over to the left side with the position of the feet. Inhale, exhale, lift. 2 more. Exhale, lift, and 1 more. Inhale, exhale, lift, and bring it down. So now you're gonna hinge forward, shoulder blades back, abdominals pulling up. So try to avoid rounding through the back, and you're gonna step back to where both hands are just lightly touching onto the ball, and then kick one leg back. So first, get your balance here. I like to have pretty much of a neutral foot here, and then really activate through the back side of the body. for 10, 9, 8. This left leg, make sure it's not locked out, so without putting pressure onto the joints. 2 more, and then 1 more. Good, and then bring it down. We're gonna switch. This is my more challenging side, so I'm gonna hold it just for a little bit, and then lengthen up through that right leg. Lengthen through even the upper back, keep the abdominals pulling up, and tap down and up for 10, 9. Make sure the head, avoid the head just kind of hanging low. The head is an attachment and part of the spine, so we want to keep that active. 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. And back to your start. All right, so hang on to the ball here. This time we're gonna go wider with our stance, maybe just a hair wider, but turning out. So turn out mostly from the hips. Try not to just turn from the feet, so the hip rotation here. So we're gonna add onto this. So we're gonna go into our squat position. Again, make sure you're even distribution. Whoops, I'm gonna use my gauge here, heels on the back of the mat. So take an inhale breath, and on the exhale lift, and we're gonna go to a side bend to the left. So try to bring elbow to knee, and then switch to the other side. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, 3, 2 more each side. Exhale, inhale, 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 and exhale. Back to start, and then place both legs closer together. So we're gonna add on to that side bend that we did. Important is you wanna keep the hips stable. So we're gonna add a rotation to that, but avoid this left hip coming with you. So legs about hip width, maybe a little bit wider. And we're gonna take an inhale breath here. And first moving over to the side, we're gonna stay over to the side. And again, the ball is gonna be in between the hands. And on the exhale, you're gonna twist. Try not to lock out the legs here. And then pull the shoulder, that left shoulder back in line with the right. And then again, on the exhale, twist. And then the inhale, pull back. So it should be a lot of work on the side body, hopefully not on the head and the shoulders and the neck. Inhale, exhale, inhale. 1 more on this side, exhale, inhale, and then on the exhale, lift it all the way back up, and then shake it out, and then we'll reset. So inhale here, and on the exhale, side bend, anchor through the right foot just as much as the left. Take an inhale breath, and on the exhale, twist, and then inhale back. So right hip stays steady and stable in line with the left. Inhale. Keep reaching both arms. Exhale, twist. Inhale. 2 more. Inhale, really reach both arms long. Exhale. And then inhale and reach to the left side and lift all the way back up and back to center. All right, so we're gonna come back. Back is nice and long. Abdominals draw up. I'm gonna start with my more challenging side. So this time I'm gonna anchor through the right side and then reach the left. And then reach this right arm and hold for 10 seconds, 9, 8. So really lengthen out of the right side and try to square the hips. So left hip in line with the right. Take another breath in, keep lifting through that left heel. Inhale breath. And then on the exhale, release and switch. So right leg, left arm. I'll start my count when I balance. And then here for 10. Take your breaths in and out. Hopefully my right hip is in line with the left. Back is nice and long. If I want to go down a little bit further, reaching. And really try to lift up out of this left leg. Take another inhale breath here. And then on the exhale, bring it all the way back up to start. All right, so we're gonna go last one of the squats. So this time we're gonna go into a side lunge. You can do this without the ball if you want. Toes, you're gonna step a wider stance. So we're gonna go to the side, add a little twist on things. So as you go to the side, you wanna shift the hips back. Knee stays behind the toes. And then toes in line with the heels. If you know you've got some sensitivities and you need to make an adjustment, a little turn out, then I'll let you make that decision. So on the inhale, you're gonna rotate and shifting back. This right leg and hip should be really active. And then on the exhale, we're gonna reach to this other side and shift the weight over to the left. And again, the ball should be pretty much in between where the arms go. So instead of reaching this right arm by the right cheek, try to center it. So exhale, look down to the right. Exhale, up to the left. Inhale. 5, inhale. Exhale, 4. 3, inhale. 2, and 1. Coming back to start. And we're gonna switch to the other side. So this time again, shifting back. Abdominals pulling up. You're gonna look over this left shoulder, reach the arms and inhale breath. And then on the exhale, reach over. In, exhale. 8, exhale, 7, wowza, almost fell over. 6, 5, exhale, 2, and 1. Come back to start. So now we're going to take that side bend in the rotation and go all the way around into a circle. So let's keep the legs about hip width and reach the arms up. We're going to start over to the left side. We've been starting to the right, so we'll change it up a little bit. So take an inhale breath, and we're going to side bend to the left. And exhale. So take another inhale, really reach both the arms, and you're going to rotate. Remember that right hip stays in line with the left. Keep the knees to where you're avoiding locking them out. And then on the exhale, you're going to round as if you're doing a roll down here. So scoop the abs up. Then you're going to reach this left arm, and that ball all of a sudden feels very heavy. So we're going to side bend, inhale, rotate, reach, and exhale, sweep the arms. Really lengthen all the way up. 3 more on the side. Inhale, rotate, exhale, inhale, lengthen, and come all the way up. And an even distribution of weight with both legs. Last one. Inhale, rotate and reach, exhale, lengthen and reach the ball, and switch. So side bend, rotate and reach, exhale, and reach both arms nice and long, and exhale. Inhale, reach and lengthen, exhale, lift, inhale, exhale, lift, last one, side bend, rotate and reach, sweep and come all the way back up. Good, and then shake it out from here. And then we're gonna go into the reach. So keeping the back nice and long, and then right leg goes back, left arm, you could practice your hold here, or you can reach the elbow to the knee. So exhale, we'll see how this goes. And inhale, 5 of these on each side. You could always choose to do more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, 2 more. 1 more, exhale, inhale, and coming back to your start. And then we'll switch, my more challenging side, reach and inhale, and then exhale, elbow to knee, inhale, inhale, exhale. So on this more challenging side for me, I have to really focus more on connecting more through the side, through that right hip. 1 more, exhale, and inhale, and back to center, and then give yourself a nice delicious stretch here. We'll shake it out, pedal the legs. So we're gonna come down to a kneeling position. If you need to, double up on your mat for kneeling. We won't be here for very long though. So we're gonna go into a modified plank position. Forearms are gonna be onto the ball, okay? Hips come forward and a little pelvic tilt. So this is gonna be where the hip bones come closer to the ribs. And as I was cueing the pelvic clock earlier, it's gonna be you going to your 12 o'clock. So you're gonna go onto the forearms here, shoulder blades down, and breathe in and out, so you're gonna keep the ribs knitted in, and we're gonna hold here for 10 seconds. So in and out. If you wanna add on to this, the elbows are in line with the shoulders. You can bring them slightly forward and back. So inhale and exhale. Remember to tilt the pelvis under. Keep the engagement. If you feel that lower back, shift back a little bit, or really connect to the lower abdominals. Inhale and exhale, 5 more, or hold. 4, exhale. 3, 2, exhale, and the last one. Good. And then you can stretch it from here, shift back, reach the arms, and nice stretch, wiggle it out. And we're gonna go into back extension. So if you can anchor up against the wall, that's always nice, but we're gonna use the mat as our anchor. So I'm gonna take the ball right about where the belly button and pubic bone is, and straighten out from here. If you need a little bit more support, then bring the ball up just a little bit higher. Some people get kind of sensitive with how they feel with the ball touching in towards the organs. So we're gonna reach the arms down by the side with a little space, shoulder blades roll back, and exhale and bring it forward. So on the inhale, you're gonna lengthen and think about bringing the heart forward and lifting up, but without the head trying to do the work. You want the upper, mid, and lower back to work in conjunction with the abdominals to help co-contract and lift. So on the exhale, lower and inhale. And as you lift, the thumbs are gonna roll out slightly. Exhale, inhale. Think about lifting the heart, and again, just avoiding the head trying to lift. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. This time we're gonna add a little twist on things. So come up about halfway. And then on the inhale, you're gonna rotate as if you're looking back at the right hand, and then exhale back. And inhale. And exhale home. 3 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, and come back down, and then we're gonna switch. So an inhale breath, exhale, hold, and on the inhale, you're gonna look back with the head, neck, ears, everything, and even the eyeballs. You wanna look over this left side. Inhale. Exhale. The right arm still needs to stay alive. I'm not sure if that was 4 or 5, but we're gonna do then 1 more. Exhale and come back to your center. Then we're gonna come forward. So I'm just gonna slide and walk it back here, and you've got lots of options from here. Actually, I should probably tuck my shirt in a little. So as you come forward, we're gonna start just right above the knee. You wanna avoid, even though it's a soft ball, you wanna avoid going right on the knee. So this is one option, keeping the abdominals pulling up, avoid the head dropping down, so the head's in alignment with the upper back, shoulders down, ribs knitted in. Legs are nice and engaged here. So on the inhale, you're gonna lift the hips, tuck the knees in without pushing the knees into the ball. And then lengthen the legs back out. And if you want a little bit more, walk it out to where the ball's more below the knees, but keep everything knitted in. Make sure you're stable first, and then mobilize. So lift, inhale, and exhale in, and then come back down. So in, and exhale. And if you're feeling really strong, you can roll the ball a little further out. So inhale, lift. Exhale, pulling in. I like this nice little stretch on the ankles, and lengthen. In and exhale. I like to pull the knees in close to the chest and really feel the lower abdominals help to lift here, mid and upper. Exhale. I lost count, so I'm thinking 3 more. Get to 10, 2, and 1. So then try to remember, let's use your left hand to walk it back. Try not to slide the hands back. Literally control it and make some steps back. Whoa. And watch your dismount. It's all about a fancy dismount. All right, then we're gonna come back. And if you liked going onto the forearms, then you can start and stay there. We're going to add on from there. So draw the abdominals in and up. Then this time, lifting the knees up. Practice holding here. Try not to put tension on the neck or the jaw. If anything, keep the pelvis tucked under, legs nice and tight. And let's reach the arms for 5, 4, exhale 3, inhale. 1 more. Good. Then at the same time, drop both knees down. Okay, the tendency sometimes if you have one stronger side, you're gonna go ka-clunk, ka-clunk. So we want the knees to come down at the same time. And then we're gonna go back into that back extension. So the ball, hopefully remember about where you put it before. Legs, I have the feet a little bit wider. If my feet were up against the ball, I would anchor a little bit more in this external rotation, but it's a little bit more challenging onto the mat, so I'm gonna leave it as is. So last time the hands were here, we're gonna bring them out for more of a challenge, or you can keep the hands where you had it before. So we're gonna exhale, bring it down. Looking down, reaching the arms into a T, and on the inhale, we'll lift. And the exhale, lower. Arms can come down, and again, just be aware of the position of the head. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. If you want, if anything, maybe look the eyes up. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more in. And exhale. Then we're going to hold the lift and add the rotation. So inhale, looking back, and exhale. Inhale. So as you're rotating here, keep the hips level. I mean, you'll be able to tell, because if you're trying to shift the hips, the ball's going to shift too. So real important, you're really just trying to lift through the mid-back. Inhale, and mid and upper. And then exhale down. We'll reset to the other side. So an inhale, looking back, and exhale. This right arm still is active. In, exhale, inhale. 2 more. Exhale, and 1. Inhale, and exhale, and release it back down. And then to go out into the knee tucks, or we're gonna add on and go into the pikes, or you can keep going into the knee tucks. We're gonna go back to where the ball is at the top of the knees, above the knees. And then keep the legs nice and tight. Remember, a little bit of that pelvic tilt. The abdominals pulling up, push yourself away from the earth, and the shoulders down. Avoid the head dropping down. So on the inhale, you're gonna lift, and then exhale, lower. So inhale, and exhale. Your option is to come out further. So again, go beyond the knees, and inhale, lift, and exhale. Inhale. This is a great one. Inhale. Make sure the head moves with you as well. 5 more. Inhale. Exhale. Legs nice and tight. And your breath might be different. You might like to exhale here. Inhale. 2 more. Last. And this time take your right hand and walk it back without dragging. If you need to dismount, remember it has to be something fabulous. All right, relax here. And then one more. So again, we started on the forearms with the knees down. You go there. We did the forearms with the knees up. Okay. And then hold here, or you can practice, release one leg and hold for 5. Keeping the ribs knitted in and switch. Hold for 5. Or progression from here is to have both hands onto the ball and hold for 10 seconds. So keep the legs engaged, the elbows without locking out, shoulders down. Hopefully you know everything by now. And then as you come down, both knees bend, soften the elbows, and bring everything controlled all the way back down. And then into the spinal extension. So legs are going to be active, this time reaching the arms forward. So this gets to be more of a challenge, so I've given you some different options. So on the inhale, lift. I'm not going to go up as high with the hands here, and without the anchor with just the mat. So inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. One more. Okay, so this time we're going to reach the arms, and then we're going to take the left hand forward and then rotate back here. So remember, right hip stays in line with the left. Inhale, exhale, 3 more. And you can tell if you're going to lean to the left, the ball is going to lean. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale, reach both arms, give it a rest, and last to the left side. So inhale, exhale, hold, reach this left arm, and inhale, and exhale. Inhale. Two more. And 1, inhale. And exhale, then inhale, reach, and then exhale, release down. And then let your body just sink over the ball. And then we're gonna walk it forward. I'm having a jewelry malfunction, so let's fix that. Okay, all right. So we did the knee tucks, the pike. I'm gonna give you an option of a push-up. Might as well add some push-ups in the class. So ball, I'm gonna walk it back. And then walk myself forward, draw everything up, and shoulders down. So you can have the ball closer above the knees or below the knees, we talked about that. And exhale everything out. So make sure you've got your arrangement and your setup. And elbows are gonna go back and wide. You could do more of a fitness push-up if you want the elbows wider. Inhale, or more of a challenge, walk it out. Inhale. 5 more. Keeping the shoulders down and the head. Try not to let the head move too far forward. Legs nice and tight and strong together. So then anchor, whichever one you feel needs a little bit more work. So maybe anchor your left hand so you can walk it back with more control of the right. Even though I'm a lefty, the left arm usually, for most people, needs a little bit more stability and strength. All right, that's for that series. We've got one more series to go. So this time we're going to be lying down face up. Get yourself comfortable. And we're going to start with the legs nice and long and the feet on top of the ball. So make sure if you need any support for the head, that you've got that. So the head isn't the chin isn't necessarily looking all the way up towards the sky. More of a challenge is going to be the ball further out towards the ankles. So we'll go somewhere between the back of the knees and the ankles. Legs nice and tight together. So into a bridge with the legs long. You're going to tilt the pelvis under. Begin to articulate up. And this is always fun. You might wobble, wobble. Lift the hips and inhale and hold. And on the exhale, knit the ribs in, articulate the spine, Keep tilting under, keep tucking under, and come all the way home. Feels nice on the back. So imprint, articulate up, and inhale. So as you're coming down, use your exhalation. Exhale, knit the ribs in. So avoid pressing into the shoulders or the neck and the arms, and articulate back down. So imprint, articulate up, inhale, and exhale. Think about the body lengthening out towards the toes. Inhale, articulate up. Keep lifting the hips. Inhale and hold. Exhale. 5 more. I think that's 5. Exhale. Imprint first. You should be able to feel the action here before you even start to lift. Then use your abdominals to lift. Then continue to use the hamstrings and the glutes to lift. And exhale. Three more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Hopefully you feel pretty even with your distribution of weight with both legs. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. So then soften the knees. Okay, kick out the legs a little bit. And then I'm going to have you grab the ball in between the legs. And if you need support, you can place your hands into diamond position and place it underneath the back. I'm going to have you lift the legs up. And then this is a personal favorite. Just drop off the ball into the hands and then toss it back up and squeeze. So clearly abdominals and inner thigh. And you were getting a little hamstring stretch here. So make sure you really squeeze, pause, squeeze and pause. Make sure head is nice and safe. So we'll do 10 more. 9. Exhale. Last 4. Then toss it off. All right. So then hold on to the ball in Pilates, do the single leg stretch. So make sure sacrum is on the mat. If you need to make an adjustment with your back position, go ahead and do that. But you want to keep the upper back connected into the mat and make sure you've got your frame. So ribs knitted in. We're going to use the ball just for an added challenge. And reach one leg out, but without shifting over to the side, and shoulder blades back. Head is in a proper position. And then exhale, switch. So one knee in, one leg out, without avoiding that lower back movement. So if you want more of a challenge from here, then start reaching the ball towards the chin, or maybe even a little further back, but avoid the ribs popping and coming out of your neutral position. And you might even need to then bring the legs up to hold frame. So another option is bring the arms back, and you can lift the head and the chest. Make sure your back stays in that proper position. And then of course you could add on a little bit more of a challenge from here. Keep the upper back lifted. 3 more each. 2. And then 1 more. And tuck both knees in. We're going to grab the ball, place it back down. And now we're going to add on for the bridging. Legs are long. Shake everything out. And then reset. Connect, draw everything in. And now tilt the pelvis under. You're going to press down into the ball, lift the hips. And then this time you'll bend the knees in and exhale. Keep the hips lifted, extend the legs back out, and then articulate back down. So articulate up, exhale, bend the knees in, extend the legs back out, and lower. Inhale, exhale, bend in and out, and exhale, lower. In, exhale. Caught myself going a little too fast. Inhale, exhale in, keep the lift, extend, and exhale, lower. 5 more. And you can always take the ball a little closer for more modification. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one, and avoid that upper body. Hopefully there's not tension in the jaw or the shoulders and neck. All right, so remember this time we're gonna grab here, lift if you, well, you can't use your hand, well, we need your hands here, so this would not be the ideal time to put your hands there unless you need just a little stretch before, and then we're gonna toss. And make sure squeeze, stick and hold it. 3 more. Hold it here. So double leg stretch. On the inhale, this time both legs move up and reach the arms, holding frame, so don't let the back pop up or the ribs pop up, and then exhale, pull it in. Neck should be nice and long, chin slightly tucked down. So inhale and exhale. More of a challenge is gonna be the arms reach back, legs lower while you're still holding frame. So it's a lot of work here. Try not to arch the back. And then exhale, pull in. So inhale and exhale. More of a challenge would be on the inhale, you'll reach, exhale, lift the head of the upper back and really reach the ball towards the ankles. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Or you could hold this lift and reach, inhale, exhale, 4, inhale. Make sure your form is good. 2, exhale, or your legs might need to be a little higher. Good, lower all the way down, we're almost there. This time, single legs. So, I'm gonna start with my little funkier side, and then bending the other leg, or more advanced would be to keep it straight up. So first lifting here, and you might even just like to practice just that lift and lower, and then bend it in. Oh, it did it, my left leg, mind of its own. Inhale, keep the connection here, and then articulate down. 4 more. Inhale, exhale, in, out, and lower. Watch that upper body. And you could also practice without the ball, just a lift and lower with a single leg. Inhale. And again, I can lift this leg, left leg. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Then other side. Good for me at least. Hopefully good for you too. So lift, inhale, bend, exhale. Straighten, keep the squeeze, and lower. And as you're lifting and lowering, hopefully the hips, as you lower down, you're pretty even. You're not swinging and shifting over to the side. So the right hip lowers before the left. Hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully you're pretty level. Exhale, inhale, and 1 more. We'll kick the right leg up straight. Good, relax the upper body. All right, and then we're gonna grab a hold of here and open and close. Watch the position of the head. 10. 3. 2. So lastly for the abdominals here, 1 more nice challenging one. So you're gonna take right at the bottom, left lung on top. This is where if you wanna make a diamond and support that lower back if you need, or just really limit the movement. So shoulder blades back, neck long, holding frame here. You'll lower the legs down and really lengthen and work the right leg as you lower. And then on the exhale, so this quadriceps got really turned on. And on the exhale, use your abdominals to kick the leg up and also get a nice stretch on the hamstring. So inhale, lower, and then exhale, lift. In, exhale, lift, inhale. So if you're having trouble holding frame, then just make it maybe a teeny tiny movement. And you can also lift the head and the chest, so we'll do the last 5 like that. 4, If you need to, bring the arms behind the head. 2. And then 1. Now, a fancy switch would be here. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. You might need to fix some things. So, and again, inhale, lower, and exhale. Watch the position of the head. Nice and long with this left leg. And watch the shoulders, that there's no tension there. Exhale. Then last 5. Inhale. Exhale. So keep left leg nice and strong, stretching through that right hamstring. 2. Exhale. And then 1. And then come back to start. You can grab the ball and then reach overhead. We're gonna roll it up. This is a great job. And then reach. Hopefully you've had fun with the ball. We'll just complete with a couple really delicious stretches. So you're gonna separate the legs, anchor both hips down, and reach with this right arm, maybe even looking back to the left. So try to avoid the right hip coming with you. Keep that right hip pulling back so you can reach and look over that left shoulder. So inhale, lift up through the heart, left arm gazing back to the right shoulder. Keep this left hip down and pulling back. And then lifting up through the heart, and again, exhale, reach, pulling back through the right hip, and lift the heart, exhale, reach, third time's a charm. So we're gonna reach, right hip goes back, look over that left shoulder, really twist, maybe even using the fingertips to rotate over this left shoulder and pull the right hip back. Inhale, 1 more. Press the right fingers down, pull back that left hip, reach forward. And a nice way to complete is to place the ball behind the back, hang out here. Maybe somebody could bring you a nice drink of water for all your work. Or you can lift the hips, walk it back a little bit, because that feels great. Or a little further, all the way back. You deserve it. Complete with some nice belly breathing here. Support your head as you come back up. And hopefully you've had a ball with your stability ball. Thanks for joining. I'm Emily Wenzel with K-Pop Pilates.